Okay, in this video, I am giving you the AMA for July that we have in our free group. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Austin. I'm co-founder of Grow My Ads. We have a free community called PPC Launchpad. In there, once a month, I have been doing an Ask Me Anything About Google Ads thread. People will ask their questions, and then I'll do a video responding to those questions. That is what this video is going to be. I think there's like 20 questions in there. Hopefully there's some value then by watching that. I'm going to have it all timestamped. So if you don't want to watch this whole thing, maybe you can go find the interesting questions that I answered that pertain to you. If not, though, again, this is a free thing I do in our free community. I'm doing this once a month. So if you're not a part of that community, it's in the description below. You can join. I've got a free course in there on Performance Max. I put free resources in that we do for our YouTube videos. And once a month, then you'll have the ability to ask me anything you want about Google Ads. And if I have the answer to it, I will give you an answer in a video format like I did for this. So for now, go ahead, watch July's AMA responses. Okay, first question. We need to add videos to all of our campaigns, but this isn't an area we have a lot of strength in. We also sell 15,000 products to a wide group, livestock, horse, pet owners. But primary buyers are livestock. Tips for best practices for the videos, especially for products that can be used on multiple types of animals. Okay, I'm assuming this is for a Performance Max campaign. If so, what I normally recommend is if you don't have video content, a lot of times like the best videos you could create are about the company or like just like a company sort of social proof video or customer testimonials of people who have purchased from the company or have purchased products from there. So I will try to find a quick example for you. All right, so this is, the audio is bad. This is an example of a video. I will try to link this. This is one though where it's about the company itself. So just talking about, you know, how they're the largest LARPing business online, shows like it's a real warehouse, real employees, their experience. And so it's very simple. Again, I'll share all of this in the actual post itself, but you don't have to go crazy. And if you can't do a video like this, I mean, you literally use like an iPhone and have a video editor make something pretty simple for you. If you can't do something like this, then the other thing is you just kind of risk having Google auto create a video for you. And in that case, you know, it just looks like a PowerPoint from the early 2000s. What we have found though is Google in the beginning of a Performance Max campaign will show a lot of video views, but then over time it just stops showing video views. So you may get a couple that trickle in per day, but it's not a ton, because if you operating the Performance Max campaign off of like a target ROAS goal or a CPA goal or whatever your goal is, then video is usually not going to produce a lot of that performance. So the machine learning, smart bidding over time just stops showing as much of the video. So don't freak out if you don't have like this amazing video. Most people don't. And so a lot of people have to use like the auto created ones. And then over time, again, it just stops showing anyways, or gets very little views. Or if you can invest in some creative assets, if you have a team on staff or you have a video editor that you could simply, you know, just do a customer testimonial montage or something like what Medieval Collectibles did, which is just kind of like, hey, we're a real business. We've got a real place. We've got real employees. And sometimes that's enough, especially for the remarketing purposes, to really have that sort of social proof where people then are confident and comfortable with buying from your business. All right, question 2, does changing the ad schedule without any bid adjustments trigger a learning phase? It does not, no. So you don't normally have to worry about that. If you're just hacking away the time frames that your ads are showing on, it usually does not mess with needing to go through like this whole learning phase. Again, Google already knows during the time that you're going to keep your ads on how they perform. So you're fine doing that. Okay, I run ads for a fertility clinic or clinics. have relevant keywords and getting clicks, but no conversions. I know this is a vague question, and help because you need to study the landing page and ads. So I can share those details. Let me know. Help appreciated. Yeah, right now that'd be really tough for me without like doing like a full audit. So if you go to our YouTube page, I have a video on there. I will try to, link this video to you, but we have a video called Getting No Conversions. Let me actually just go to YouTube real quick. I forget, I just launched it. Actually, it should be on our Skool group too. Yeah, Google Ads not converting, discover why and how to fix. So I would check this video out. Hopefully there's some value there for you in this. But yeah, a tough question to answer, unfortunately, without actually seeing your account. But this video should help you. All right, question 4. How long should you wait on a new campaign performance when you started it off with max conversions and then switch to max clicks? Oh, okay. Yeah, you can at times start with max conversions on a new account or a new campaign, and it actually works. It's just I have found, or our team has found, that in most cases it doesn't. So you normally have to go to like a max clicks or manual CPC. So you're fine if you're not getting, and by it not working, I'm saying it stops like getting, like let's say your daily budget's 50 and you're on max conversions, and after like a week of running, it doesn't collect any conversions. What happens is it'll start suffocating out usually. So like it won't even spend the $50 per day budget. It might spend like half that or $10, or you maybe only get 1 or 2 clicks a day then. So in that case, that is when you would want to switch over to manual CPC or max clicks. But you're not going to mess anything up in this case because your campaign isn't working or performing yet. So if you set it to max conversions at first and it's not working, you are absolutely fine. Just switch it over now to manual CPC or max clicks. All right, how can I change the payment profile or add a payment profile to an existing Google Ads account? So I actually don't have, because I haven't had to do that in such a long time. The best I can do for you here is I will link to the change the payment profile for your client account. This is a support page by Google. I'll link to that. You might have already seen this though. So apologies, I don't have a perfect answer here because it has been very long since I've had to actually deal with changing a payment profile. I do know it's a hassle though. But at the very least, I found the support article and I'll link that to you. All right, so question 6, if your client goal is awareness and foot traffic to their local store, what campaign type would you choose and what would be your KPIs? I don't normally run a lot of awareness campaigns. Well, I don't run awareness campaigns at all for local businesses. Usually for our clients, everything's performance based. So yeah, even in this case, I still would want to track phone calls. There are, for some local businesses that have enough ad spend and data, you can do, I believe it's location visits. It's as like a conversion. It's pretty vague though. You're just relying on Google. I think Google knows, if I have my cell phone in my pocket and I was searching for or clicked your ad, and then, I'm in the vicinity of your store within a certain amount of time, they'll count that as like a store visit, but you actually have no idea. I've talked to car dealerships that run it, and you're just like, I don't know how accurate this data actually is. And the big companies that truly invest in trying to get that specific geo-targeted data of like how many people they're able to get through their door through advertising, they're using actual hardware in the store. I've never gone to that level, but yeah, they'll actually have like these, I forget what they're called, but they're pieces of equipment that are inside the store, and they're able to somehow tag, whether or not visitors are coming from who have seen ads. And I don't even know how accurate that is, but that's going to like the next level. The company that I knew who did that was huge. They had like hundreds of stores across the United States. So usually I'm running for like a local store. I'm going to be running a search campaign. Check search partners. Search partners will get you on the map pack. Usually the performance is going to look bad though if you're not tracking performance. But what I would say is I recommend at least having some sort of KPI aside from clicks and impressions for that store to make sure you're actually driving the right traffic, and able to then use, smart bidding at some point. So search campaign, standard search is pretty much what you're going to want, but figure out how you would want to actually track whether they do something for you. So in that case, like if it's a local, business of some sort, whether it's a restaurant or let's say it's like a flower store or something, I may track certain actions people take on the website to know that they were qualified traffic. So I don't want to just do clicks because that could like contain people who are on your website for 10 seconds and bounce. So we don't want that. So I still want to track something to be able to report back to that client that this is valuable, relevant traffic that we're generating for them. That hopefully then comes and visits their store. Okay, I live in an area where half the population is English speaking and the other is French. I launched 2 new campaigns, one for English, one for French. They each have $17 per day budgets. They are max clicks with a bid cap. I'm only getting 3 or 4 clicks per day, and I would like to get it to 10. Average CPC for English is 5 and 3.8 for French. But getting more conversions in the English campaign. Should I lower the bid cap to $1.70 and miss out on potential traffic? Pause one of the campaigns. Listen, if you're getting more, and I know this is 15 days ago now when you wrote this, but if you're getting more conversions from the English campaign, I would invest more in the English campaign right now since your daily budgets aren't super high. Now, if you're only getting, because you're only getting 3 or 4 because you're because of the average CPCs, you're only able to spend. I would go all in right now on one campaign. And if English is doing the best performance for you because this is a small budget, I would go all in on that one campaign right now and then adjust your bidding accordingly to the performance of that. But it doesn't make sense to split a small budget between 2 campaign initiatives right now when you're only generating a few clicks per day. So if English is showing heat, then move with the heat because you're going to be better off at least making one of these work right now. You're going to feel confident. The client's going to be confident if it is a client, or this could be your account. But you're going to get that confidence. You're going to get wins. And then you're actually going to have a campaign, hopefully, that starts, taking off for you. That is a better scenario than trying to make both of them work. And then you're juggling 2 and, you're limiting actually English right now, which is performing for you. So I would go all in on what you can for English and then up your clicks there, which hopefully gets you more conversion volume, and then adjust your bidding accordingly. Question 8, how do you determine what should be added as negative keywords? Early ones are obvious, but what about when you get into the fine tuning of your campaign? Okay, so I have a full YouTube video on adding negative keywords that I will try to have linked to you somehow, but the obvious irrelevant ones, let's say the word like used or something, that's obvious. The negatives though that aren't as obvious, they're like in that middle zone where it's like, man, this could be good, but this could be bad, right? There you have to track the performance of that. And so I start looking at those terms, like the root terms of them. And I start looking at, is this something that has done well? And I look at periods of time. So I look at like maybe the last 30 days, last 90 days, last 120 days, last 365 days. And so I'm looking at periods of time of it. And so these are terms like, let's say you're a local service-based business, a roofing company, and it's like how much, because these informational searches sometimes are iffy, how much to replace a roof. That person is probably not at the bottom of the funnel yet, like ready to buy, but they are in the market, right? And so is this a term that's going to actually convert for quotes that are high quality for us or not? So that would be like one of those, do I negate the how question of how much a roof is going to cost? How, I don't know yet, right? So then I'm monitoring those how questions through the search query report. And usually you've just got to give it enough time and some data collection. But in that case, then I'm going to be like filtering my search query report by how. I'll type in search query, or search term contains how, and then I'm looking at the hows. And then again, I'm looking at longer periods of time. If the performance is bad or there's no performance at all in regards to like conversions, then you'll know. But it will take some time and data collection on that. And then it's something you have to monitor. But that's just part of optimizations. All right, question 9. I have a PMax campaign that runs great using max conversion value. I get a 3x, over 100 conversions a month. When I switch to T-ROAS of 2.6, the ROAS tanks. I get under a 2x and it stays there even after a week. I switch back and it bounces back up. Any thoughts? Daily spend is 200. This is feed only. Yeah, some PMax can get finicky at times. It might be because you're actually averaging a 3x on max conversion value and then you brought it down to a 2.6. And so if you had the Mike Rhodes script installed, it'd be interesting to see what like placements maybe popped up. Maybe more display or video got shot up there for you on that. So in this case, if you're happy with your results right now, then keep it at max conversion value and then just start upticking your budget if you want more volume out of that. Also, I wouldn't then, if you want to test going back to a T-ROAS in the future, because you're going to hit a diminishing return at some point with your budget. So at maximized conversion value, as you tick up, let's say you go from 200 to like 250 and then that works and you go from 250 to 300, at a certain point, your ROAS is going to start decreasing as you're getting more impressions and clicks, spending more on a max conversion value bid strategy. In that case, then what you could try doing is switching over, and I would do a 3x ROAS, not a 2.6. See what that does for you. But for now, don't break what's working. So you had a test. Again, this is something like, I did like an interview recently. It was like a sort of like a text-based interview. But one of the things that I said in it, I forget what the exact question was, but I was like, a lot of people in Google Ads or media buying in general get stuck in, or marketing in general, they get stuck in like a camp. And they're like, you must do this because this is what the best practice shows. But that's not always correct. Like in your case, Brian, yeah, like switching over to a T-ROAS, you were in a good position to do that. And if you wanted to control your sort of goal there, that would be kind of the way of going about it. But it didn't work for you. And so you feel odd, right? Like, well, it didn't work. And if I switch back to max conversion value, I'm getting better results, but that's not best. Who cares about best practices? In this case, you did a correct test. It didn't work and you flicked back. And then your test proved for your campaign that having no T-ROAS goal right now is better for your performance. So I always say, you don't have to feel like you have to do specific things, even when it feels like it's not best practices. In your case, you did a good test, it didn't work, and now you went back to what you know works. And so I want to just maximize making money. And so in your case, just maximize what's working for yourself. All right, question 10. Can you advertise on Google using an advertorial for the landing page? If so, what's the best way to format it? If you can't add the conversion tags to the advertorial because it's an affiliate page, is there another way to trigger a signal for conversion? This can be done. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to explain the conversion tracking piece though. You would really need to speak to like a developer there. I have a team that does this type of stuff for me. So I am not like an expert when it comes to these sophisticated conversion tag setups. I do know though of many companies that run advertorials on separate domains and then they're linking back basically to their products. A bit shady, but a lot of companies are doing that. So they made it work and it is literally triggering the purchases that those people are making when they landed on, like bestsupplementreviews.com and ended up buying from, their actual supplement company's website. They were able to do it through some, cross domain conversion tracking setup. Again, I'm not 100% sure how to set that up, but yes, you can do it. Using an advertorial for a landing page, you just want it to make it like an advertorial that is, doesn't feel like it's too pushy of that one specific product. I don't have a perfect example for you on that right now. And the best way of actually creating those specific landing pages, you just have to do some testing there. But I do know, yes, you can run both. The exact setup though, I don't know how to tell you that right now. So sorry. All right, question 11. Do you think it is worth it to display ads and keywords where you're PPC placed under organic search results. I'm trying to, all right. Do you think it's worth it to display ads on keywords where PPC is placed under organic? I don't know exactly what that means. I think you're saying, all right, the organic results in these searches are usually above the paid ads. If that is the question, is it still worth running it? Yes. I just like, yeah, if I can make money if I can pay for clicks and make money on the back end, I don't care where the ads are. I don't care what position, like I'm just there to make money. So it's just like this game of numbers. So yeah. Now, if your question is actually, does it make sense if I'm organically ranked, let's say your website for a certain term is organically ranked, does it make sense to run ads even though I rank high organically? My answer to that is yes. More people are going to click the actual organic listing. So that's amazing. However, the people who don't click the organic listing, I want them to click my ad now. And so if I can make money from the ad, that's all I care about. And if I rank organically there, that's an extra bonus. So I look at it like a monopoly board. I want the most real estate on that search page. So if I can be there organically and if I can be there with a paid ad, I'm taking more real estate hopefully than any of my competitors. I want the click and I want the purchase and I want that customer and I want to make money. So absolutely, basically, if I can make money from an ad, I want to do it no matter the circumstance. All right, question 12. Hey, Austin, love your work and Skool group. Thank you. And I have questions kind of similar to someone else. I know that after about 30 to 45 conversions, I need to switch to max conversions. But right now I only have one search campaign, 2 ad groups, and 1 smart. I want to optimize it to grow more, but I don't know where to start. Thanks. Well, look, if you're okay with the results you're getting right now from those 30 to 45 conversions at max conversions, you don't need to switch to target CPA bidding. Go ahead and, okay, so maybe you're on manual CPC or max click still, sorry. Yeah, listen, you don't need to. If your performance is good right now and you want to continue to scale it, then just start continuing to scale that. Can you get this to, 40, 50 conversions with the bidding strategy that you're using right now and you're happy with that, then just continue doing that. Eventually you're going to hit this point though where you definitely should switch to a conversion-based goal, and because now you're tapping into the smart bidding and utilizing more of the machine learning from Google. So this would help you scale, I think, going to maximize conversions with probably a CPA goal eventually. So, but if it's working for you right now, whatever you're doing, just keep doing that and keep growing it if you can. And you could grow that by just boosting budget. Eventually though, you are going to hit a spot where it won't be good. Like your CPAs might be too high or your ROAS will be really low. Then, you can start dialing in the smart bidding piece of it. So, but normally once I'm at a certain volume of conversions, I'm usually happy to just switch right over to a conversion-based bid strategy because I'm now tapping into the smart bidding and really at this point with Google Ads, that's where you need to be with your bidding. And so that is ultimately how you'll end up scaling further. So yeah, but it sounds like, keep doing what you're doing. It looks like it's working for you. So just keep growing it. All right, 13. Dig this community. Thank you, Kyle. Well done. Questions about ad group keyword structures. I used to run SCAGs, worked great. Times have changed. I used to love SCAGs too. Now I'm trying to organize my ad groups into themes, but I question the best way to do this. There are 2 main parts I'm confused on. So this is for a local tree company with a 50-mile radius. I used to have a SCAG for each city: tree removal, Belvedere, Lawndale, Lancaster, etc. I had almost 100 of these in separate SCAGs, and it worked well. Now, do I put them all in one ad group or just do tree removal near me and use dynamic keyword insertion for the location and let the new AI pick up? Okay, you can do that, and then I used to comb through my search term and pull out keywords with a good amount of impressions and add them into their own SCAG and as an exact and phrase match. Now instead, if I add them into the same ad group, I will have dozens or hundreds of keywords in the same. Do I just do nothing? Listen, if you have, here's how I look at it. If you have enough volume on like the term tree removal Belvedere, and this is like a high volume term for you, so it gets decent amount of conversion volume, lots of impressions and clicks, there is no problem having this in its own ad group. I'll give you an extreme example, like a big city like Los Angeles. if you came into one of our accounts, let's say we're servicing Los Angeles, we would probably have ad groups for like Beverly Hills and Santa Monica and Pasadena, because there's enough volume for those areas to justify doing that. In those cases, normally our landing pages are going to be baking in those terms or those city names. If you're in smaller areas and you're only getting so many searches for Belvedere and so many searches for Lawndale, then I would have an ad group that's location based. So it would just be like tree removal ad group. And then I would just have like, location. So it'd be like near me terms and then city terms, and that's it. And so that's just how you have to think about it. And then, you could use dynamic keyword insertion there if you want to have, or there's a location insertion you can do with ads. And so it will, wherever they're at. So I'm in the city of Fort Wayne, Indiana. If I'm searching, it actually knows I'm in Fort Wayne. So it will plug in Fort Wayne into the ad itself. Then yes, you can group it by like location Then your other ones, like I actually have a full video on the YouTube. I think the right way to set up search campaigns. I have like an example of a plumber, and in there I will actually, hold on one second. I'm going to show you an example. Okay. Yeah. This is what I was talking about. This is in one of our how to, I think, optimize search campaigns is the video on our YouTube channel. But here's for plumbers. So here we have plumbers general. I actually stuffed near me in there. I didn't use like city specific examples in this little drawing I have, but like here, plumbers, we have general, we have emergency, and we have affordable. But this is how its the intent-based grouping of it is now set like this. These aren't all lumped into one ad group, but these are also scagged. Like we don't have scags for 24/7 and emergency. It's the same thing, right? Those people are in to have the same intent. So you can have an ad that resonates to both of those type of searches in one ad group. That's the intent-based keyword structure. For like near me, you could do near me and cities. So, and then if a city has enough volume, I'm actually okay at splitting that ad group into its own thing. So like plumbers, Beverly Hills. Remember, your goal is, you only want to segment if you can like make the ad and experience resonate more with that search term. Me splitting 24/7 plumber from emergency plumber does not make any sense, because my ad is literally going to resonate with both of those searches. Same with affordable plumber, cheap plumber. My ad is going to be about how affordable our pricing is. So I don't need to scag those out. I can group those. But having emergency inside of my general campaign wouldn't make any sense, because the ad no longer is resonating to the emergency person if my ad is not mainly talking about our emergency services. So that's how you have to look at it. When it comes to locations though, group them, but if there's enough volume, you can split those into their own. All right, your question 2, how I used to comb through search terms and pull out keywords with good amount of impressions and add them to their own scags has an exact match and phrase. Now instead, I add them to the same ad group. I'll have dozens of hundreds of do I just do nothing with them now, or just keep the main short tail? No, I still add if there's enough volume, I'll still add keywords. And usually if I'm using smart bidding, I'm adding the exact match and then the broad match of it. And then over time, you'll see one of those won't work, or maybe both of them won't work. I'll pause them out, but then my other keywords may fire for them due to the close variant. If you get an ad group though that starts to get to 100 keywords in there, that usually at some point you're like, there's too much fat there. There's definitely a way to probably segment that in a way that makes sense. So yeah, once I have an ad group that's like beyond 20 keywords in there, I'm actually looking at it. Does this make sense? Like, or are there a group of keywords here that might have a different intent, or I could create a different ad for these group of keywords and segment them off? And do they have enough volume to justify that? So this is going to just be part of your ongoing optimizations. I see a lot of people, they just add keywords. And then you look at the last 30 days, and you're like, hey, like 90% of your keywords had one click, one impression. That to me is fat at a certain point. That's just fluff. So you don't need that. But yes, if I have keywords that I'm seeing like really good volume, lots of impressions, I'm at least getting several clicks a day or a click per day, and I'm getting conversions out of it, then I'm going to add that to an ad group, and I'm going to keep my eye out on it. And so no problem doing that. You're just not doing it in SCAGs anymore. And then again, just be cautious. Don't let an ad group get too fat because there's probably areas of opportunity then to start segmenting based off volume and then the intent. Okay, Michelle, in preparation for Q4, e-commerce client will be increasing the budget significantly in October from 10K to 16K, and then November budget is 20. We currently have 5 campaigns running. 2 search, 1 brand, 1 unbrand, non-brand, 2 PMax, 1 brand, 1 non-brand, 1 shopping catch-up. My question is, knowing that it's not advisable to do big budget increases in existing campaigns, I've heard best practices up to 20% every other week. What's the best way to scale during Q4? I was planning to increase budget on existing campaigns in October and also November. But okay, Michelle, I have like a full video on I'm going to create a new one for this year, but I won't have it out for a while. But I have a Black Friday and Cyber Monday masterclass. And there's like a free guide that's included in this too. This video will be gold for you in regards to like, how do I prepare for those massive increases? Let me actually see if I can just pull the guide up real quick, because that link will be in this description. But basically, I'm utilizing bid adjustments through seasonal. So if I go here, I use the seasonal adjustments. And then I'm looking at the historical data of last year. I know when my conversion rate and my conversion volume and my impressions and clicks start to uptick. I'm usually pushing then my budget and bidding before that point. So I'm like increasing in small increments up to 1 week before Black Friday. So I'm like warming that campaign up slowly and then blasting off, knowing Black Friday and Cyber Monday are going to be huge. And so, yeah, there is no problem, because if you look at the historical data and you start seeing when you can anticipate that uplift, then I'm usually trying to make moves a little beforehand. That way I'm ready for it. That way I'm warming up my bidding and warming up the spend adjustments. Now, if you do it too quickly and you ramp up bids and go aggressive and you ramp up spend too soon, you're going to have some bad results for a few days. Sometimes I'm okay with that at the expense of knowing that I'm at least going to be capturing a lot of that during my busy times. But this whole video, I know it's specific to Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Yours seems to be around the months, but you did say Black Friday in there too and Cyber Monday. This though will give you like that strategy, and you can sort of apply that thinking to even just months in regards to like even big sales that you might have that are coming up, whether it's Valentine's Day for a client or something like that. I still kind of think in the same strategy. Okay, question 15. When is a good time to apply Google ad recommendations? I suppose I'm making, when do we take it? Is there a good and no? All right, I actually have a full video on that already. So if you go to, here's the auto apply recommendations, but this will actually break down the recommendations, which is exactly what they're giving you. So watch this video, Google Ads auto apply recommendations, but this goes through the recommendations and what my thoughts are on each one of those. Great. Question 16. You provide tremendous value to your audience. Thank you. Appreciate that. I am extremely eager to learn more from you. Could you please consider creating a paid course? Okay. Sorry, I should have read this. Yeah. I've got a course that I'm working on right now. It's so hard to make a course though, especially when I'm running, an agency and we have clients and staff and everything. So yeah, it's like trying to run businesses and then build a course is really hard, but I'm working on it. And so I will have that out to you guys, hopefully in the next month or two. So that's coming. And yeah, it's going to be more comprehensive. In the meantime though, YouTube channel's got a lot there for you. Then your other question, does campaign optimization score really matter for improving ad performance? It does not. In fact, here we go. Got a video on that. Google Ads optimization score exposed. I have like a free cheat sheet here too. Take a look at that video. But no, optimization score to me has no impact on actual performance. Okay, sorry, I skipped your actual first question here. So really need your help. I am managing campaign for a window treatment service business using maximized conversion strategy. And we used to get an average of 80 leads per month with a budget of 30. However, my client mentioned that their friend in the business get 4 times more conversion compared to us. Is this really true, or could it be? I don't know. I don't know. Like, what are they actually? Yeah, you would have to see what that competitors, what are they tracking? Like, what is a conversion to them? This is impossible to know. It'd be odd though that they're getting 4x the amount of leads. My client mentioned that their friend gets 4 times more conversions. Yeah, that's like, well, all right, what's a conversion? What are they counting as a conversion compared to what you're counting as a conversion? What's their spend compared to what your spend is? What is their offer compared? It's so no, this is not like apples to apples comparison. And so I would dig deeper on that client who's saying, well, they get 4 times more conversions. Okay, well, what more insights do you have on what they're doing? And then that's how you could figure out whether or not could you push more. But it's hard. You can't always just say this business is doing this and I am only doing this. It's, well, okay, that business has probably a different experience, different offer, different social proof. There's a lot of differences there, right? So you can't always just compare apples to apples. But, you know, maybe there's some insights they have with their friend's business that you guys could apply to what you're doing. So, but I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to trick you, but yeah, I wouldn't buy into this completely. I forget what question I'm on. I will call it, 19, I guess. How to structure Google Shopping campaigns. I have 4 to 5 campaigns with experiments. I've got a full YouTube video on how to structure Google Ads shopping campaign. Make sure to go check that out. So, well, I guess how to set up the right way. So the right way to set up Google Shopping campaign, step-by-step tutorial. So that will give you everything you need there. Okay, 20. Apologies if I'm saying the wrong question number at this point. I got lost as I'm going through this. I came across your helpful YouTube vids. Thank you. All right, thank you for that. I have a new pod t-shirt store and starting to run Google Shopping using max clicks and CPC big cap of $1 and currently running at 60 a day. You mentioned elsewhere that it will be 90 days or so of potentially rough areas to start. You also mentioned that in 3 weeks you can start optimizing. Since the store is print on demand, I have some additional flexibility when it comes to capturing search term, just add new designs. What kind of tips do you have in general and specifically for pod apparel for optimizing and getting stint? Yeah, I don't have anything specific to that. I don't think I have any print on demand. We've had some big promotion based like merchandise. So I guess that is print on demand a little bit. Listen, it's going to be the same advice as I would give to anyone. It's like find what print on demand apparel is your top sellers right now. Really try to stick there. And then can you get your clicks and impressions there first? Can you get those to work? And then also running your other products as well to see if anything sticks there. But in the beginning, you're really just trying to get like good relevant clicks to your products. And then you're going to see is the traffic relevant? Usually from shopping, most of it's going to be relevant. And it's just like, what products are going to start giving us some heat? And by heat, I mean start actually generating conversions. Now, again, you might not be profitable there for a while, but if you start getting conversion volume, the game starts to get easier because you're going to start finding the patterns like these products are converting, so I can start optimizing around them. And so, yeah, my advice is going to be the same for you, even though you're in this print-on-demand apparel. It's just you've got to figure out what's working based off of really starting to spend money and spend money wisely. Also, I have a new YouTube video coming out, I believe next week. I'm filming this on August 7th. Should be coming out sometime next week on a Google Ads strategy for brand new accounts for e-commerce companies. There'll be a lot of value in there for you as well. All right, couple last questions here. I watch your YouTube most of the time. I hope you could help me with my question: how to manage 3,000 to 7,000 SKUs in Merchant Center to PMax and have it separated in each asset group, or just to properly segment. I'm not sure if the question. Yeah, listen, if you're brand new, you don't probably want to go too crazy with segmentation on 7,000 SKUs. So and this is all really comes down to your budget too. But you want to work off of out of my 7,000 SKUs, what are my top sellers through my other channels right now, like organic or email or social? What am I currently selling without ads? and what makes up the majority of those sales. Focus your attention there first. And so if you sell, let's say you're Best Buy, you've got appliances, electronics, computers, which would be an electronic, I guess, TVs, video games, cell phones, yada, yada. All right, if I look at Best Buy, I'm like, okay, so, and this is probably not true to Best Buy, but let's play along here. You guys, for the most part, are selling, TVs. TVs makes up a good portion of your revenue. Start with TVs. Then I would look at the TV section. Are there specific brands of TVs that are doing more of my TV sales than others? And then so I look at that data. Oh, look, Sony makes up 50% of all TV sales. So I would then have a TV PMax campaign, and then I probably would have my standard shopping in the beginning, and then I would have my brand segmented out in asset groups or product ad groups if I'm using standard shopping. I still would run my other products in like a catch-all with a low bid. I call it the everything else strategy. And this will be in that video I'm launching next week. It's like e-commerce strategy for like new Google Ads, e-commerce strategy for basically e-commerce businesses or who are new to Google Ads. This is how you should set your account up in the beginning. But that's how I'd go about it. And so you don't want to just go, you wouldn't want to go in and segment everything out all at once. You're going to splinter and distribute your budget too thinly. So narrow it in on the insights you have on your business now, focus there, and then expand from there. But really, what sells for you now is more than likely is what's going to sell for you on the ad side or do well for you on the ad side. So usually start there and then give a little love to everything else. To just see you're kind of throwing spaghetti on the wall just to see what sticks. But you're going to do that with a small budget and a small bids normally. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, how to set up a profitable Google Ads campaign for beauty salon and spa. The video on how to set up a search campaign, I think should be decent enough. If not, because this could be a whole hour breakdown of what I would do for a beauty salon. But if not, I have the Google comprehensive course that will be coming out again at some point. That would maybe help you go from A to B. But there's not going to be too many, watch how to set up a search campaign the right way, how to optimize it. That should give you enough, at least to just get going for your beauty salon and spa, hopefully. And then last question, does it make sense to advertise on competitor keyword names? It can. Usually this is last on my list. So I'm usually working on, if I'm e-commerce, I'm working on my shopping ads, whether that's shopping campaigns, Performance Max. Then I'm working on search, but usually non-brand. Obviously, I'd probably have brand running there somewhere. Competitors is different now because it's usually harder. When someone's searching for your competitor name, excuse me, they already know your competitor, right? They know what they want. You're kind of disrupting that. And it can work. I have a video called How I Legally Stole 110,000, I believe. Where is it? Yeah. All right. So 118. How I legally stole 118 from my top competitor with this Google Ads strategy. Check that video out. I give you a real case study and I give you examples of companies that are bidding on their competitors and doing it very well. Watch that. That should give you a lot of value. Okay, there you go. There is July's AMA. Sorry, I'm doing this on August 7th. I try to do these a little sooner than that, but I have been busy. So hopefully you guys got your answers or your questions answered. And if not, I'll be doing another AMA at the end of August. So usually I try to give you guys a week to ask your questions in there. My goal is to be able to answer that within the next week. So for August's AMA, that will come out towards the end of August. And then the first week of September would be ideal for me to actually record my video responses to you. But bear with me. I do get busy, so sometimes I can't get to it right away. But I really enjoy doing this, and hopefully you guys are getting value from it.